Cynthia Rothrock is a martial artist and American actress. Rothrock received the Queen of Martial Arts medal after her successful performances. She is also known as one of the most powerful women in the world of cinema. Watch the full video to find out how the famous Rothrock lives and where she is. Cynthia Ann Christine was born on March 8, 1957 in Wilmington, Delaware. She later moved with her parents to Scranton, Pennsylvania, where she spent her entire childhood. She was the only child in the family of Edward and Ann Markowski. At the age of 13, Cynthia saw her friend's parents practicing the Korean martial art of Tang Sudo. Impressed by the fluidity and power of the movements, Cynthia decided to learn martial arts as well. In the beginning, he suffered a lot in training. She also didn't want to go to class after the third period because she was the only girl in the class. But her mother forced her to go because she had paid for the lessons 4 months in advance. The coach believed that success would not come easily to Rothrock and helped her focus on training. To test her training, the teacher fought a black belt opponent and won. Inspired by this, Rothrock entered the women's race and came second. Rothrock said in an interview that he entered Boston University to study art, but decided to focus on martial arts and opened several schools in California. At first, her parents objected to this decision, but when her parents looked at her future success, they realized that their daughter had taken the right step. In the late 1970s, the girl married kung fu instructor Ernest Rothrock, but their marriage later ended. Between 1981 and 1985, Cynthia was a 5-time world champion in martial arts demonstration and still holds a record number of titles. She was also the first and only woman to win a gun handling competition. In 1983, she was named Athlete of the Year by Black Belt magazine and became the first woman to appear on the cover of a wrestling magazine. Growing in popularity, Rothrock continued to receive advertising offers from companies such as KFC. Asian filmmakers were initially looking for male actors. Only after you see Bruce Lee Rothrock's potential will you change your mind. Cynthia's first movie was an action film called Yes, Madam, released in 1985. The fledgling actress had to speak her lines in Chinese, but since she did not know the language, she was allowed to speak English. After all, the sound was not recorded on set, but dubbed later in the studio. In one of the fight scenes, Rothrock had to do a leg spread, spreading his legs along the wall. One leg was pressed against a small ledge. The other was vertically attached to the wall, and the torso was pulled to the wall by thin ropes. At one point, the shoot had to be interrupted, and Cynthia stood in this position for an hour. She was afraid to ask the crew to take her down because she was afraid of looking weak. The next day, he regretted it very much. The first experience of shooting in an action movie had always taught Rothrock to wear protective shields because their bodies would turn blue without them. But bruises were not the biggest problem. In one scene, he was hit on the nose with a sword, and in another powerful blow, his ear started bleeding. All these efforts were rewarded when the movie gained immense popularity in Hong Kong and broke all box office records. This dramatically changed the American's biography. She sees the fruits of this suffering in the future. So Rothrock continues her great career, starring in films such as Angel of Fury, Fast Getaway, Rage and Honor, Tiger Claws, and Lady Dragon. 2 years later, the actress appeared briefly in the sci-fi action film The Dukes of Hazzard: The Beginning. In 2012, at the age of 55, Cynthia starred in The Martial Arts Kid, a documentary about Hollywood martial artists of the 1970s. 4 years later, the celebrity appeared in the 2016 film Showdown in Manila. Admitting that he was tired after such a career, Rothrock ended her career. Currently, the former martial arts master teaches yoga classes and continues to train. He has a few action projects in which he plans to act, but he thinks he has left the busy phase of his career behind. Subscribe and watch our videos for more content about celebrities.